There are 8 absolutely brilliant toothbrush tricks that unfortunately very few people know about, but everyone should. I'll show you in this video why you should light your toothbrush on fire, cut off the bristles, and other ingenious tricks. For the first trick, you need a disposable glove like this, because you can carefully open it and then insert one toothbrush after another into the individual fingers, with the bristles going in first. Because once you've filled all the individual fingers with toothbrushes, as you can clearly see here, you can carefully twist the whole thing at the other end and safely transport several toothbrushes for every member of your entire family, so they don't end up loose and rolling around at the bottom of your bag. If you're traveling alone, you just need a simple, perfectly sized, small resealable bag exactly like this one. At the bottom, you should now carefully cut a small, narrow slit in the middle so that you can first insert the handle of your toothbrush through it, pulling it through the slit until the bristles are inside the bag, and then close it again at the top. This way you can also transport it perfectly and completely safely. Before I show you a trick where you should actually remove all the bristles from your toothbrush, I want to present you with a truly brilliant and useful trick for an electric toothbrush. For this, you'll need a cotton pad which you should firmly press together right in the middle and then cut out a small semicircle on the closed side. Because when you open it up again, you'll now have a hole in the middle. Go to your electric toothbrush, take it off the charging station and place it over like this so that the hole is right in the middle. Then you can put the toothbrush back on. It will still charge, but all the dirt that usually runs down the toothbrush and tends to collect at the bottom will now end up in the cotton pad, which you can regularly replace. But for what reason should you set your toothbrush on fire, and at which exact spot? The spot is the rear joint, which you can see here basically right behind your brush head. But don't light it so much that it starts burning intensely. All we want to achieve is to make the toothbrush a little bit softer here. As soon as that's the case, you can bend it. Now bend it down as far as you can see me doing here and hold it briefly in this position. As the material cools down again, it becomes harder, so the toothbrush will stay in this position. That's exactly what we want to achieve with our trick. Because of course you shouldn't brush your teeth with this toothbrush. Now apply a small amount of toilet cleaner on top, because with this position you can perfectly clean under the rim of your toilet, since you can simply slide it right in here. And you absolutely wouldn't believe how much hidden dirt you can get out of your toilet this way. You can just store the toothbrush somewhere in your cupboard and use it again whenever you need it. The next 2 tricks are actually extremely important for your health. For the first one, you should regularly dip your toothbrush into this mixture. To do this, grab a shot glass and pour some of the mixture into it, then place your toothbrush inside. It's extremely important that the entire brush head is now submerged in this mixture, because you should let it sit in there for 10 minutes. Ideally, repeat this once a week, because that's the only way to ensure your toothbrush stays truly hygienically clean. After all, you brush your teeth with it regularly, which also means that germs and bacteria can get onto the toothbrush bristles. These can settle deep inside the bristles. But with this mixture, since it's mouthwash, all the germs and bacteria are effectively killed off, and you can regularly keep your toothbrush much cleaner this way. But even after every time you brush your teeth, you can do something to prevent so many germs and bacteria from ending up on it. To do this, attach a clothespin to your toothbrush. But don't just set it on your sink like this. Instead, position it so that the bristles are pointing downward, as you can see here. This way you ensure that any remaining water or liquid in the bristles can also drip downwards. Additionally, this ensures that the bristles of your toothbrush don't come into contact with other surfaces where germs and bacteria are just waiting to get onto your toothbrush. And for the next trick, you should actually cut off some of the bristles of your toothbrush. However, not all of them, and not completely. You should start by trimming the very front bristles down to about half their length. Towards the very back, you should trim less and less, so that in the end you have a perfect gradation in the bristles. From about the middle of the toothbrush onwards, all the bristles should keep their original length. That means in the end your toothbrush will look like what you can see here with mine. It's also important that you do all this with an old toothbrush that you no longer want to use for brushing your teeth anyway, because of course it's not suitable for that anymore. But we can use it to clean various other surfaces where, thanks to the shortened front bristles, we can now reach into them much better. One idea, for example, would be our drain, because with this method we can give it a thorough cleaning again. But even in smaller corners and edges, such as window joints like these, shortening the front bristles makes it much easier to reach most spots, allowing you to clean even more effectively. Just set the toothbrush aside and take it out whenever you need it. But what's the point of removing all the bristles from the toothbrush? I'll show you 3 different ways to do this as well. For the first method, you should tie 2 old toothbrushes together so that the bristle heads meet, just as you can see here with mine. This way, you can perfectly clean things like a grill grate or the slats of a window because you can simply insert them in between here. But you can also tie them together the other way around so that the 2 brush heads no longer meet but are connected in opposite directions. This is perfect for cleaning inside a drain where you don't have a strainer. Because with this method, you can also reach all sorts of corners. But what exactly is the point of simply removing the bristles completely? You should also do this with 2 toothbrushes again. A pair of pliers like this is perfect for the job. Simply pull out all the bristles. Once you've done this with 2 toothbrushes, you should also fold a paper towel a bit and place it right between the 2. Now the fronts should be facing each other. Wrap a rubber band around them again so that everything is held together securely. In fact, you can use this to crack nuts. Peanuts or even small sunflower seeds are perfect to place between the ends up here, then squeeze them together to get to the nut inside. But do you already know the trick with the thread and the needle? To do this, simply start by laying a thin thread across the bristles of a toothbrush exactly as you can see right here. Now, if you take a needle and carefully begin to move it back and forth over the bristles as well, this will eventually cause the thread to poke through the eye of the needle, and then all you really have to do is pull it up. This way you can perfectly thread a thin needle using just a toothbrush. But did you also know that there are 8 things everyone forgets to clean in their living room with disastrous consequences? In the video you now see on the screen, I'll show you what they are. Click on it right away and check it out.